Hi, and welcome to another episode of Boozing with Boomers. I'm Dave, and I've been on a quest to make a great balanced cocktail. So please hit the subscribe button so we can go on this journey together. Today, we're going to make the Nonconformist, which is my riff on a cocktail called the Beatnik, which was made in 2013 in San Francisco by Duggan McDonnell. What's great about this cocktail is it includes two ingredients that Boozing with Boomer subscribers have given me feedback are some of their favorites. The Averna Amaro and the Bin 21 Ruby Port. And the key here is it's Ruby Port. One thing I did forget to tell you was that once you open these bottles, you should refrigerate them so that they last fresh longer. Of course, your other option is just make a lot of cocktails and then you don't have to worry about that, like I clearly did with Averna. I should see what episode back we were when I opened this up, but it's going fast. I would also like to give a shout out to a subscriber, Lee, who recently sent me a bottle of Noah's Mill bourbon, which is a high-proof bourbon made more for sipping than for cocktails. Full disclosure, Lee and I went to college together, but we hadn't seen each other in a while. So Lee, I really appreciate this very much, and I am clearly enjoying this nice sipper. And Noah's Mill is from Willett Distillery in Bardstown, Kentucky. So I thought for today's cocktail, I would use Johnny Drum, which is another bourbon from Willett Distillery, and makes great cocktail, works well with cocktails. Lastly, what we have learned is that classic cocktails use bitters. They're shaken or stirred with ice. The ice chills down the drink, but also imparts a little bit of water, which makes it a great balanced cocktail. However, why I love making cocktails and learning, I sometimes get a little bit lazy and I don't want the fuss or mess and the cleanup. So the good news is necessity is the mother of all invention. And as I'm looking through recipes, every once in a while, I come across a recipe where as I'm putting it together, right out of the bottle, they play well together. And today's cocktail is just that, because all I have to do is make a few minor changes, and we've got a great non-conforming cocktail. So let's get started. It's just these three ingredients. So for each cocktail, you need 1.5 ounces of Averna Amaro, then 1/2 ounce of the Ruby Port, and then 1 ounce of, in this case, Johnny Drum or your favorite bourbon. And this is also the type of cocktail, if you want to go higher proof or you've got a favorite bourbon, that will go well with this, because these all marry well together, and that's why this impresses me. Also different, since I won't be shaking or stirring, I'm going to make the cocktail for me in my glass. So again, we've got the Averna, we've got the port, and we have the bourbon. And then, because I'm a minimalist in this episode, each cocktail gets a large slippery ice cube, and just stir it with your finger. Again, as few things as we have to wash, the better. What's great about a large ice cube, so I'll gently try to put one in mine. What's great about a large ice cube is the surface area. So again, what we've learned in shaking, you put a lot of ice cubes in to chill down the drink quicker so it doesn't melt as much. Well, the surface area of the ice cube is the other trick that I learned, that when you're putting a large ice cube in instead of a bunch of little ice cubes, it melts slower. This drink is great right away. This drink will continue to stay great as the ice slowly melts. Now, if you like your cocktail colder, feel free to stir as long as you have to, because it will be like we have shaken it or stirred it. But let's see how I did, because this one is almost idiot proof. So it's not quite chilled yet. It has got all the flavors. The bourbon stands out early, so what's really nice, as you put the large ice cube in, the ice cube will tamp down the bourbon a little bit as it melts. Then all the other flavors come through, so you get to really see an evolution through this cocktail. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of Boozing with Boomers. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe. And also, make sure to share this drink with others, because I would love your feedback on this one. Every time I hear people like different ingredients in different cocktails, I also try to look for other cocktails to use them, so that as we build out our home bar, we're not just buying a lot of bottles that we're only going to use once, like I did with the creme de menthe in the last episode. So, hopefully, I will see you again. Thank you, and cheers.